You want to get mysteriously strong. Not gym-selfie strong. I mean, why is this guy so calm while lifting a car? Strong! Then stop guessing and start doing what a whole empire already tested. The Soviets turned strength into a science project that lasted decades. Most people today chase soreness. The Soviet system chased results. Let's fix that. By the end of this video, you'll know why their way still dominates strength and testosterone level increase, even though most people have never heard the full story. Right now, men are weaker and more tired than their fathers at the same age. Studies show that average testosterone in men has dropped by around 25% in just a few decades. That affects everything. How fast you build muscle, where you store fat, how deeply you sleep, and whether you wake up ready or feel like a zombie with a gym membership. This is not just bad luck. Chronic stress, short nights, endless scrolling, random workout plans, it all adds up. The Soviets faced the opposite problem. They needed soldiers and athletes who could perform at world level for many years. So they built a system that protected testosterone and strength long term. In this video, you'll see how that system works. You'll see how they trained, how they recovered, how they ate, and why that combination kept them dominant from the Olympics to the battlefield. The issue is not that your body is broken. The issue is that most modern lifestyles do the exact opposite of what keeps testosterone high. Let's start with a few myths that kill strength before we even talk about the Soviet method. Myth 1. Train to failure every set or you are wasting your time. In reality, failure on every set spikes cortisol, the main stress hormone. Your body uses cholesterol to build both cortisol and testosterone. So when cortisol is always high, testosterone production loses that fight. Myth 2. More cardio always means better conditioning and better health. Long-distance endurance work can lower testosterone in men when it becomes chronic. Research on runners shows reduced total and free testosterone after months of high mileage. Low testosterone weakens not only muscles, but also bones. Over time, this can reduce bone density and increase the risk of osteoporosis. So if all you do is long, slow cardio, your body reads it as survive famine. It tries to get lighter, not stronger. The Soviet coaches looked at data instead of trends. They saw what actually kept their athletes strong for entire careers. That is why their system still feels so different from what you usually see online. The 3 Soviet pillars. There are 3 main pillars that made the Soviet style so dominant: training, recovery, nutrition. They didn't treat these like separate topics. They treated them like one closed system built around strength and hormone balance. Pillar 1. Training like a skill. The first rule: strength is a skill. Not just a feeling of being tired. The Soviets knew you don't get stronger by destroying your body every session. You get stronger by teaching your nervous system to fire more muscle fibers on command. This is where greasing the groove comes in. Many sets, about 10 to 30 sets per day, depending on your total daily repetition goal. Reps per set, roughly 40 to 60% of your max, or 50 to 70% of your working reps for the exercise. For bodyweight moves like pull-ups, this could mean doing 3 to 5 reps if your max is 10. Spread through the day. Moderate weights, no failure. Imagine learning to shoot a basketball. You don't shoot until your shoulders give up. You shoot often, with good form. You stop before technique breaks. Soviet soldiers did that with push-ups, pull-ups, squats, presses. They trained movement patterns, not just body parts. Over time, the brain learned to send stronger electrical signals to the muscles. Same muscle size. More fibers recruited, more weight moved. Their barbell work followed the same logic. Most lifts stayed around 70 to 80% of 1 rep max. Enough to challenge the system, not enough to fry it, They rarely tested true maxes. They built them quietly with volume in that sweet zone, wave after wave. On top of that came kettlebell work, snatches, swings, high rep sets that trained explosive power and conditioning at the same time. These movements hit many muscles at once, big muscle groups. Big hormonal reaction, more demand for testosterone as a support hormone, pull-ups, dips, carries with heavy sandbags or other loads, core work to guard the spine. This built joints and tendons to match the muscles. Strong muscles on weak joints break. The Soviets wanted soldiers who did not break. Pillar 2. Recovery as a weapon. The second pillar might be the most ignored today. Recovery. Training creates the signal. Recovery builds the result. The Soviets treated rest like another part of the program. Sleep came first. 9 hours at night was normal for top athletes. On hard phases, they often added daytime naps. Modern research backs this up. Just 1 week of sleeping only 5 hours per night can reduce daytime testosterone levels in healthy young men by approximately 10 to 15%. Other studies link longer sleep duration with higher testosterone in older men. So when someone says, "I am fine with 6 hours," they may feel okay, but their hormones are paying the price. The Soviet system also built in active recovery. They almost never had complete do-nothing days. Light movement like easy runs, gymnastic drills, games, swimming. The goal was simple: keep blood moving, speed up the removal of waste products from muscles. Stay loose. Then there was heat and cold. Their sauna routines became famous as banya rituals. Hot rooms that opened blood vessels wide. Then ice-cold water to snap them tight again. This big contrast acted like a pump. It helped flush metabolites like lactic acid out of the muscles. It calmed the nervous system. They even used birch branches. Soft hits on the skin with a venic increased circulation to the surface and the muscles underneath. Odd from the outside. Logical when you look at blood flow. On top of that, they used wave loading in their training schedule. Instead of always heavier, they cycled hard, medium, very hard, light. Some research on Soviet periodization showed that varying volume and intensity separately led to better long-term strength and less burnout. Heavy days pushed adaptation. Light days gave joints and hormones room to recover while still moving. Special forces sometimes trained twice per day, but not both sessions were brutal. Morning could be light technical work, afternoon the heavy session. This constant rhythm of stress and relief kept them strong for many years. World records from that era still stand in some weight classes. Pillar 3. Nutrition for real performance. The third pillar was food, not diet culture, fuel. They did not have endless supplement shelves, so they focused on dense, simple foods. The base was often kasha, usually buckwheat, sometimes oats. Buckwheat has a low glycemic index and gives steady energy without big sugar spikes. It also brings magnesium, which helps muscles contract and relax, and iron, which carries oxygen in the blood. Buckwheat contains about 12 to 13 grams of protein per 100 grams, which is much more than rice, around 7 to 8 grams, and similar to wheat and oats, about 11 to 13 grams. For protein, they leaned on meat and dairy. One key food was tvorog, a form of cottage cheese. It is rich in casein protein that digests slowly. Casein releases amino acids over many hours, so eating it in the evening meant muscles were fed all night. Less breakdown, better recovery while sleeping. Their eating matched their training plan, hard training phases, more food, lighter training, normal portions. The biggest meal often came after the hardest workout. That is when muscles are most sensitive to nutrients. The whole pattern was built to support performance first, Appearance was only a side effect. There is one more uncomfortable truth. The Soviet system never depended on supplements. It depended on real food. A few things like vitamin D or zinc can help when there is a real deficiency, but they are not magic on top of a bad lifestyle. Blood work can show what is missing, but no capsule replaces a full system that has been tested on thousands of athletes over decades. Hormones, fat and time. Now let's tie this back to testosterone and body fat. Low testosterone often shows up together with more belly fat. Extra fat tissue increases the conversion of testosterone into estrogen. That lowers testosterone further, and the cycle continues. That is why 4 extra inches around the waist can raise the risk of low testosterone dramatically. Fat gain, hormone shift, more fat gain. The Soviets attacked this circle from several sides at once. Heavy compound lifts to demand more muscle. Wave training to keep cortisol under control. Plenty of sleep to support hormone production. Food that matched their output. Data from modern training shows that structured strength work, plus fat loss, plus better sleep, can raise testosterone by 25 to 45% in some men. Around 3 months, many men see visible changes when they follow a full protocol. The timeline is usually similar. First weeks, more energy, better mood. Stronger pumps after sessions, weeks 3 to 4. Noticeable strength jumps from better nerve efficiency, month 1 to 3. Visible muscle growth. Fat reduction. Hormone levels rising if lifestyle matches the plan. Younger men usually adapt faster. Someone at 35 can often restore low testosterone in 3 to 6 months with consistent changes. At 55, the same result can take 9 to 12 months. Both are possible, but time always makes the job harder. The dominance of the Soviet system. So here is the one big idea. The Soviet system was not a trend, it was a standard. It treated strength as a long game. It combined nervous system training, hormone-friendly recovery, and performance-driven nutrition. That is why their lifters set world records year after year. That is why their soldiers stayed durable under extreme stress. The method was built to keep testosterone high, keep joints safe, and keep strength rising slowly for many years. The main difference between men who keep their power and men who lose it is simple. Some follow a system that respects biology. Most just follow trends until they burn out. The Soviet protocol sits on the first side. It has already been tested for you. The only open question is when you decide to make that system your new normal. Thank you for watching.